We do also want to talk about another topic that we spend a lot of time talking about here at Bloomberg Radio, and that is the Internet of Things, even the Internet of Big Things. But what about the artificial intelligence of things? Let's bring in our next guest. He is Shawn Guan. He is the co-founder and CEO at Umbo Computer Vision, an artificial intelligence startup, provider of autonomous video security products. They're based in Taipei, also in San Francisco. He's in our New York studio, and I'm guessing you spend a lot of time on the road.
I do. I spend an incredible amount of time on the road, about half of my time out there.
Tell me about Umbo. What is it?
Yeah, so Umbo is, like you said earlier, is a startup. So we're a startup. We have 3 different locations right now in San Francisco, London, and Taipei. And we focus on building autonomous video security products for the enterprise market. So we service customers in a range like school, education, K-12, universities. We do a lot of commercials as well, in like warehouses.
Is it cameras, and is it like some of the security
Yes.
systems that we're starting to see, whether it's from Nest and others? Is it along those lines?
You can think of it as a Nest cam, but for enterprise, right? So we have the
So
camera.
what's the difference?
The difference is that the type of scenarios and events that we're looking for are very much different. So in NASCAM, you typically deal with the scene where people are in their house, right? So a lot of the videos are dealing with indoor environments that are fixed in residence. We deal with a lot of enterprise, right? We deal with warehouses, we deal with schools, and a lot of these are outdoors. So we have to deal with weather conditions. You get bugs and insects that comes to the camera all the time. So it's just a lot more complex and in the type of events that we need to look for.
Where are you? You guys have been around for a couple of years?
Yes, we've been around for about 3.5 years now.
Okay.
Yes.
And tell me where you are in the process in terms of, because you're a startup, correct?
Yes, we are a startup.
Tell me a little bit about funding and who is providing funding for you guys. Tell me about where you are in terms of product development, where you are in terms of customer acquisition.
Sure. Yeah. So we have went through 2 rounds of venture financing. So the first round, we had a $2.8 million Series Seed. We just about 9 months ago, we raised our Series A for 6.8. So right now we have just about $10 million.
$10 million.
$10 million total in funding. We raised them from some investors that are in manufacturing to supply some of the components that we use to build the cameras and devices, and also from some just typical venture capital funds.
So who are your customers, or where are you? I mean, I'm assuming you have some customers already.
Yes, we do. So we have quite a large range of different customers. They are all in enterprise space. We get customers. I'll give you an example. So we actually do quite a bit of education and commercial, right? So in commercial, we like, for example, Autodesk is one of our customers, right? So they use our system to secure their offices globally, right? So those are our large clients. We also have a lot of small and medium businesses that we serve, right? Small warehouses, or just a hotel or resort. Yeah.
Interesting. Are you working geographically? Are you guys mostly selling in the United States? Are you global?
We're global. We're definitely global. But about half of our customers are here in the States.
Tell me about, in terms of revenue growth, because I'm assuming you're not profitable yet, right? Because you're a startup.
We're not. No.
Okay.
No, we're not. Yeah, we're not.
So give me an idea in terms of how quickly you are acquiring customers and what kind of revenue growth that you guys are seeing, and what are your projections for growth? I don't know. Give me the next couple of years.
Right. Yeah. So we have right now about close to 500 customers.
Okay.
So these are our enterprises. Of course, you got the large ones, you got small ones, but generally speaking, we have about 500 customer accounts that are currently on our platform. These are all end users. Now, in terms of revenue, we are growing pretty fast. So I'll just give you an example. Our last quarter, this quarter is double, right? So our quarter revenue is double, which is really, really nice. Yeah.
And do you anticipate that continuing?
We do. We see the traction coming in really well in terms of what's being used in this industry.
Shawn, I don't have to tell you, like, this is a competitive field, and you've got some big players that you're going up against who could, certainly become more aggressive. So tell me, what is it that kind of keeps you up at night and that you're concerned about?
We're not so worried about competition in general right now because the penetration or the penetration of artificial intelligence in the security space has not been too high.
Well, and
right?
let's go into that a little bit. So tell me, what is the artificial intelligence component of these systems? Because everybody knows security. We get that. What's the AI component of this that makes it kind of different and unique?
Okay. Yeah, so what we build that's different from a lot of other AI companies is that we actually teach our system to recognize events that are in the video. So we actually look for a series of images. If you look at, I'll give you an example. Most of the company, let's say if they do face recognition, right? You do face recognition. Face recognition, a lot of it is face matching, right? You're trying to match one face to another image to see if they're the same. So that's a single image.
Nest does that on their doorbell big time.
Yes, yeah. But those are like image to image.
Right.
What we really focus on is a section of video where you are looking at maybe 60, 120 images, and you look at the relationships between them to figure out what type of behavior is taking place, right? So we really look for behavior. So for example, we can track to see if somebody trying to climb over a physical barrier. So that gesture or action of them climbing is something that our system will look for. Right, so instead of image-to-image comparison.
I think about, here we are, we're talking on a day where we've got an active shooter at the YouTube campus in California. So how might artificial intelligence in a security system maybe be able to pick up on kind of questionable activity around a headquarters or a school or a building that might somehow say, well, that's suspicious activity, we're seeing movement, and trigger police force or security to be on either high alert or to be able to get to a scene even before maybe, let's say, an active shooter begins shooting.
Okay. Yeah, so that's
Is that possible?
I think technically it is. AI is now suppressing human in the vertical spectrum. If we're looking at that. So I think shooting violence in general, physical violence, is something that is really big here. So for us, like physical violence is one thing that we do. We can try to track if there's physical violence behavior that's taking place. We do that for some of the schools. And
you do that already?
Yes. Yeah. We have some pilot customers that are using that. We definitely the violent detection is something that we think is going to take a little bit of time to develop.
Right.
So we're really thinking, so this is something that's very difficult to build, but we think we should be able to finish this by later this year. But we do have some customers who are using some cameras with physical violence.
What have been some of what you would, I guess, qualify as successes in terms of companies, clients saying, we had your system, and because of this, we were able to catch X or Y, or able to note something that was going on at our company?
Yeah. So I'll give you a couple of examples. So let's say if you're a bank. Right. And now bank has a lot of these ATMs out there. Some of them are okay there in the city, but a lot of them are remote. They are in remote locations, and they're not very safe when you go out there and you try to get money, and there's somebody waiting out there. So our system can do something we call loitering memory. So loitering memory is basically the AI trying to memorize people around the ATM. So if there's somebody who's loitering around the ATM, he may be coming to the camera. He may leave the camera. He may come back in. Once he comes back in, we can pick him back up and we say, hey, that's the same person. I know he's been here for a long time. And that's not usual.
Yeah, and that makes sense, right? Because you're just seeing the frequency of it.
Yes.
It's fascinating. AI, I feel like we're just scratching the surface, but it's interesting to see how you're kind of putting that together with with a security system to maybe make it a smarter system, a more proactive system. Shawn, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time. Shawn Guan, he is Chief Executive Officer at Umbo Computer Vision, based in Taipei. He spends time there in San Francisco and also in New York, joining us in our New York studio on this Tuesday.